Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast, a Sunday edition. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard here on the East Coast of the United States. From wherever you are, welcome. We have an hour of quilting or sewing or doing anything fiber-related or anything you want together. So thanks for joining me. My name is Lynn and it's July 15th, if I haven't said that yet, 2018. Happy birthday to my nephew, James, and my cousin Davey had his birthday yesterday, and I apologize for missing earlier today. I think I had originally said I'd do this at 10 a.m. So Sue and Becca, I'm sorry. I was too busy sleeping and enjoying the aftermath of my birthday, which was Friday, but I feel like I've been celebrating all weekend. So it's been great. Anyway, it's hot, but we have the AC running. And I want to do more of my Dear Jane. I am committed to getting this baby really in, at least we've got to get it halfway done. And I really have to up it. So what I thought I'd do today was E2. It's called Mary May. And then if we have time, I'll do E3. I have it all printed out and ready to go if we have time. So let's look at E2. I use my book as a diary, as I think many of you know. If you don't have this book and you want to do Dear Jane, Brenda Papadakis has this book. This is the one to get. And I use it like a diary. So she has every square in full living size. This is the one that Jane Stickle did in 1863. I'm doing a beach themed one, which is a little bit brighter. But certainly any color combination I've seen is just remarkable. It's just a quilting feat, a rite of passage, and I'm determined to have a Dear Jane under my belt. So Mary May, I thought I would use this pretty blue, and I have my white on white print. I haven't done anything other than cut out the two pieces that have to be appliqued. Everything else is still left to be done. So first up, I'm going to cut these two out. One thing I have decided for myself is that my Dear Jane doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be exactly the way Jane Stickle made it in Vermont in the 1860s. I'm going to do it however it comes out in whatever year I end up making it. Because as you know, I started this in 2012. I cannot believe I'm saying that. And I saw Joyce earlier today who taught me how to do this. Remember, we had her on the Simply Colorful FiberCast years ago. So if you want to go back and look, it was one of the Dear Jane episodes. If you're doing Dear Jane, it might be fun to go back and watch the Dear Jane episodes, see how we've changed. Hopefully we've progressed for the better, but you never know. So there's one. Okay. Certainly on a Sunday night in a hot July, it's not my best hair day, but that's okay. I've been busy. I had another birthday ice cream today. What did I do? I've done laundry, I've done food shopping, and I went shopping. Oh, I meant to bring them up and show you. We are going to a sort of a Jack and Jill or a boy and girl baby shower on Friday night. And we're asked to, no, we're not even asked to bring gifts. It's assumed that we'll bring gifts, of course. But this kind of gift you don't wrap. I may have mentioned that. So I went to Kohl's and I bought some baby outfits. I couldn't help myself. I tried to get the really big ones, thinking that the little baby grows really fast. Having never had children, it's only hearsay, but I tried to get like some 24-month ones that still look tiny, but they're all caught in their Carter. And okay, I can cut this in two. We need 4 pieces for around the edge here. So that's been my day. I don't know how you all have been doing. It feels like forever. If you happen to be out there live, send me your notes and your pictures to Lynn at simplycolorful.com. Okay, so I need 1 1/4 inch strips here. Oh, I've had such a fun couple of days, and I have to just tell you a little bit about it. My birthday was on Friday, and I was in Austin, Texas for work. Had been long scheduled, not a big deal, and it was a lovely day, and I'll tell you all about that. But probably the highlight, there were many highlights. I came home, I had to fly through Atlanta, and I left Austin. I was supposed to leave at 5:50 p.m. Central Time, but the plane was late, about an hour late, so I probably left around 7. Flew to Atlanta, sat there for a while because they had to get catering. Once I finally got on my connecting flight, you know, you're so excited. You have a short layover because my first flight was late. I booked from terminal A to B. I get to B, I get on the plane, and then they say, we have to sit here because we don't have enough peanuts in catering. I kid you not. At this point, what is it? 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night? The people on that plane, including myself, just want to get home or just get to where they're going. And, but rules are rules, right? If you don't have a plan in place, anyway, we sat there maybe an hour. At the end of the day, I arrived here at home at 2 a.m. Eastern, and Bob had left some lights on, and I came inside and I went to the kitchen, and there on the table were gifts and a big happy birthday, and it delighted me, I have to say. I was feeling very, very lucky and loved. Okay. So anyway, enough about me. What have you all been doing? There are some great quilt shows coming up. For some reason, I only need 1 inch, not 1 1/4 inches. Sorry about that. Okay, so there are 2 pieces for around the edge. And then no, I won't have enough there, but I have enough here. Need to measure how long it is. Okay. 4. Thank you to Jean and Lima and Chris and Joyce for meeting me for ice cream and taking me out for ice cream. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone was so excited. Joyce had been kayaking. I hope it's okay for me to share this, Joyce, but she went kayaking up on Casco Bay, Maine yesterday. She said they kayaked 4 miles, if I heard that right. And I didn't ask her, but hopefully the current and the wind wasn't too bad, but it sounded great. Oh, it's the same size. Okay. So now we need white. Oh, I see. Supposed to be doing this paper piecing style. How funny is that? I must have printed out 2 versions of the same block. That's okay. Again, this is E2 Mary May. And welcome to all of you who have joined. So now I'm doing it paper piecing, the background paper pieced. And there's a big center white area. I'll cut out. Okay, I'll iron that, and then we can put this down below. 4 pieces. There we go. Okay, 4 end pieces. I really am getting my act together here. What do you think about the quilt behind me? Some of you may recognize it. It's a quilt that Mom and Karen made for Bob and me for our wedding 19 years ago. Okay, so here's this. Okay. Putting that down here, line it up. Up, and then change my thread. I cut down a pair of capri shorts today. I had capri pants, and they came down, you know, like above my ankle. And I decided I wanted them to be shorts, so I had black, I cut them, and then I hemmed them with my black thread. Who's doing some clothes making? Tell you, once I get Dear Jane done, I'm going to start something brandy new and different, whether it's a piece of clothing or maybe it's a bag, another bag, or maybe we get back to our rug hooking. Have rugs to finish. If anyone knows of anyone who is in the market for some rug hooking supplies, including a maple frame, a maple stand for your Puritan frame, let me know. We also have lots of wool. We have cutters. A couple of us have some pretty significant supplies that we'd love to have go to a good home, including some white enamelware for your wool dyeing. My Aunt Bonnie taught me how to rug hook. And she has some supplies that she's ready to part with. Thread my needle would be good. Okay, here we go. And we'll turn this on. Okay, put this down to 1.9, I guess is around where I like it, right? Let's go back here again. Sure, right sides together, right sides together. There we go, and let's do both of them. At it. Both sides, I mean. See, I'm just taking my paper piece that But I've also printed out from the software. Here, maybe I'll use this longer one, it'll be easier. So if you're serious about doing a Dear Jane, I also highly recommend EQ has some Dear Jane software. And I've mentioned that before. You can just print it, and then it allows you to print these paper piece patterns and anything. You can design different colors on this software. I can't say that I have mastered the software because it was, and maybe it's gotten much better. My version is quite old since I started this in 2012. They may have improved it. I used it mainly to print out the paper piece patterns. As far as further designing, I was never able to get it quite right on the software. So there's one. Now I'm going to put the other piece down here. Make sure the right sides are together. I'm excited to use this old piece of fabric. KB, I wonder how long we've had this fabric. It seems like it's been years. Okay. And there we go. So there's one, the middle part. This down. If you're out there, oh, and I have something to show you from Becca. Becca sent in something Friday night that I have to show you. But send anything you're working on to Lynn at simplycolorful.com and we'll show it. Okay, so there's that. And then this is the other side. Okay. So after I check mail, we're going to sew those together. Who is out there? Oh, I keep pushing the wrong buttons. I'm sorry. Mail. Hey, Sue. Hi, Sue. Sue says, I'm glad you finally woke up. That's the first thing I see. LOL. I was so tired. I was watching PBS. My first time I woke up was 8 a.m. and I watched Yarnell's painting. He was doing a beautiful painting on PBS. And then there was a knitting and crocheting show with Deborah Norville. And then I think I watched Nancy was next. And then somehow I fell back to sleep. She was making scarves. And I think I've made a scarf. I wasn't all that into learning how to make another scarf, so I fell asleep. Anyway, Sue is my Dear Jane co-patriot here. Oh my goodness, and this is music to my ears. I'm stuck on K1. Ah, what? She says, we'll have to look at it in a minute. I'm paper piecing it, and it looked like it would be no issues. But I somehow misplaced a light color with a dark color. and took me a week to figure out what I did wrong. Oh, it's like a puzzle, isn't it? She says, I really need to work less and focus on this quilt. Ha ha, yeah, right, she says. Hope you had a wonderful birthday, and I saw your backpack sprayer. Cool. It is going to be cool. We have to talk about it since you're a gardener. She says, I'm watering right now because it has been so very hot and now dry. Tomorrow back to work, bills to pay. Oh, we are on very parallel paths, Sue, you and I. Yes, so I got for my birthday a backpack, 4-gallon sprayer that I can wear as a backpack, and I can fill it with water and anything else I want. And I've yet to really decide what I want to fill it with. So I'm interested, Sue, in your opinion, although I know you're out watering. I'm of the belief that I like to water deep and less often so that the roots go deep rather than staying on the surface. So that backpack seems like it's not going to achieve that. I want it for either, I was thinking maybe fertilizer, so I could go around after I do the deep watering and I could go around with Miracle-Gro. Or I was thinking if I could find some insecticide, because I do go to my roses and I use 7 or Bayer insect control, and I squirt it, and I spend $7 for each of those little buckets. So I was thinking maybe I'd check into that. Then I definitely have grass, weeds on my driveway, and I was thinking of using vinegar and water. So I'm interested in what you would use for your perennial gardens. What would you use that backpack water for? Anyway, it was very cool. It was lovely. Okay, but back to K1. I'm sure I'd be happy to help you, wink, wink. I have to look at what K1 is for everyone. So for anyone who might be new tuning in, welcome, number one. And number two, Sue Norton out in the Chicago area started her Dear Jane not very long ago, and she has way surpassed where I am. She's on row K, apparently. Oh, that is. Huh. Okay, I need to show everyone this. K1 is a crooked path. No wonder it's crooked. That's why it was hard to do. That is tricky. Did you know if you go back to June 3rd of 2016, we made that one on FiberCast. Just saying, maybe you could go back and watch how I did it. LOL, as the kids would say. Anyway, K1, it's called Crooked Creek. Oh, I'm so glad you're out there. Let's go see what Becca sent. I need to show you those pictures. She is working on, oh, I love these. She's working on the Heartland Heritage Block of the Month quilt project. Inspiring Stitches. So this is the full quilt that they're making, which looks so fun, doesn't it? And each month she has blocks to make. Look at her sewing machines. Aren't those lovely? They're perfect, by the way. Becca, those look so fun. And then she goes on, she sent me another one. So those were July. April. Oh, maybe we didn't get the pictures. Anyway, next time, I'm sure she'll send us the April blocks. But even more important than the blocks, which are so cool to watch. Thank you for sending them. Keep sending them. And again, if anyone's interested in that one, what's it called? Go to Inspiring Stitches and look for the Heartland Heritage Block of the Month quilt project. Okay, but Becca and her friend have decided to go to the January retreat in Missouri. So if you haven't booked your tickets, please do so. We are all going to meet up out at the Missouri Star retreat. And I know there are still spaces, so grab it. Go to msqc.com and look under events. It's the Blue Elvis one, and we're doing January 22nd. Gail and Becca are coming, which is so exciting. January 22nd to 25th, and we're arriving on Monday, so a day early, so we can get all set up. I hope you can come. Okay, so now I'm going to find, remember these two pieces? These are going to go in the middle of my block like this, which actually, let's leave that for a second. Let's finish the backdrop upon which we're going to put that. First, though, I'm out of practice here. Where's my, here it is. This is what I mean. It's like I need to do a marathon quilting day with this Dear Jane. There we go. So there's the center one. How are everyone's vegetable gardens? Up here in the Northeast, they're bearing lots of fruit. So inspired. I see KB, my sister, has made pickles already from her cucumbers. I tell you, that soil in Pennsylvania, sort of central Pennsylvania, is just wonderful for cucumbers and peppers. Okay, now we'll cut this one. Probably much to Bob's chagrin, I am not doing the vegetable garden up the street. With everything else, that's something that's just going to have to wait. And Bridget, my neighbor who's been doing that, I've shown you pictures before. It looks beautiful when we drive by. She's got lilies out on the side. And we saw Jean this morning, and she had been out weeding all morning. Actually, I saw her at 1 today. And it is fun to be outside. Yesterday, I spent most of the day outside. Okay, so now it's just all about sewing these together to create our background. There. And there we go. So, you finger press it open. Okay, so there's our background. Now what we need to do is I need to hand baste those middle pieces so they fit on there better, and so there's some more white around the edge. And you know what? Like always, I'm going to leave that for when I'm sitting in front of the TV. So rather than... Okay. Have you noticed we've been trying to do 2 of these each night? That's better than it used to be. We used to do only about 1. So we're getting a little better. Okay. So there's E2. I'm not even going to write in the diary yet. What do we got? thought I had E3. I do. Let's do E3, paddle wheels. I have paper pieced out, cut out. And then if we look at paddle wheels, this is E3. Oh, that's neat. It's like a, just a pinwheel with a little extra on the edge. That, we can do that. Okay. So. Cut out our paper piecing. Oh, how wonderful that the soccer team in Thailand was rescued. Wasn't that just great? We haven't been together since that happened. Very sad about the one diver who gave his life for them. He'll always be remembered. Okay, so remember, this takes a lot of fabric, right? We have said that before. Okay. There's that. There's that. That. These scissors really are quite dull. Want to hear something funny? We have, you know how we have Joann's here next, in the next town over. Joann's, the fabric store Joann's, for anyone maybe not in this part of the country. I know over in the UK you have something similar, and right now I'm not remembering it. Anne or Carol will know, or either of the Carols will know. Anyway, Joann's is like a discount fabric, although their quilting fabric has become expensive. I've been there 3 times probably in the last week. Though I was away for a few days, so I didn't go then. Every single time I get in there, and I've got my coupons, and I'm not in there for anything special, other than maybe when the notions were on sale for 50% off. I thought, well, I can always use some needles, or I'm sure I'll find something. Maybe I need some very fine glass-headed pins, because these, I'm getting tired of these big pins, you know. No. Do I need anything? No. But 3 times I've been in Joann's, and something, either a text or a phone call, and I've had to leave Joann's without buying anything. What? Do you believe that? It happened again today. After I went for ice cream, and then I went to Kohl's to buy the baby things, I was right in the same parking lot. How could I not go to Joann's? So I get into Joann's, I run to the bathroom, and sure enough, I get a phone call when I'm in the bathroom. It's Bob. He's done with his work, and he wants to know if I want to go food shopping. So I have to leave Joann's and meet him at the food store, which was fine. It was fun. But I thought, that's so funny. A couple of days ago, before I left, so that was Wednesday, I was delivering a finished quilt to Becky, and she had taken her dog to the vet. She has the cutest little Bernese mountain dog who is growing too fast, come to find out. Who knew there was such a thing? But so he had to go to the vet, and they put him on anti-inflammatory, I guess, which is, I don't know how common it is, but hopefully he's okay. It's Millie. She's only 13 weeks, I think. So I was waiting for her to get home from the vet. So I figured, well, I'm out anyway. Why don't I go to Joann's? Sure enough, I get over to Joann's. I'm puttering around. I'm looking for fabric for a piece of fabric that my Aunt Bonnie sent. And sure enough, I get the call. Becky's home and she's ready. So I left Joann's with nothing. And then I forget the third time, but it has happened multiple times. They must think I'm crazy or I'm shoplifting. That's what I keep thinking when I walk out with nothing, because it's so unusual. They must think something's not right. But I can assure you, I'm not shoplifting. But I kind of walk out, you know, I have my hands up. I don't know if anyone else does that. Anywho. Okay, so we've got our whites. Now, I think, ooh, that's a pretty greeny, beachy green, bright beach grass. We'll iron that. And I think I will use this for our pinwheels. Hello to Deb and Carol if you're out there. Carol, your blueberries have inspired us. We did not go blueberry picking today, but maybe tomorrow after work. Okay, so now we have this. So now it's just taking my side piece and following the numbers. Remember, if you follow the numbers on paper piecing, it will keep you out of trouble, because it knows best which fabrics will overlap which ones. Does that make sense? It wasn't really very well explained. In paper piecing, you're creating seams on the back, and then you're ironing it open and adding another piece to this main piece. And if you don't do it in a certain order, it can result in you not being able to put a piece in the right place. And I know that was clear as mud, because I can't even give you a good example. And that's probably not always the case. Like if you forget and don't follow the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of paper piecing, work it out in your head. 9 times out of 10, it will still work. There will be a way to work around it. Okay? So now I keep going. Number 4 is another one of these. Oops, I put it on the right side, that would help. And remember, if you have excess, cut off to 1/4 of an inch. Always hold it up to the light. That always works well. Okay. And there we go. Let's see, I as well press that. Okay, same thing on this one. Let's start with 1. that up. And we have enough on this to do 2. Number 3. Again, this uses a lot of fabric and thread, so just be prepared for that. But if you're doing scraps, it really won't be that bad. Although the backing, you need like, what, 11 yards of the white backing? Oh. I've already used multiple white on white backings. Not so much that I didn't buy probably 11 yards to start with, but I probably used some of that 11 yards for another project, which is classic. I then probably have misplaced it in all my traveling. So then I had to find another white on white. And the list of reasons goes on and on. See, so I just cut that off. Now I'm going to do my last white here. Let's see, how are we doing? Okay, we've got 15 minutes. This is still very doable. Is everyone ready for the brown bag challenge? Brown bag mystery quilt challenge? This is our Simply Colorful patrons. This is where you do that. You get a brown bag. Every patron gets a brown bag with a piece of fabric in it. And then I will give clues on Patreon throughout the month of September and October. And together we will make a quilt. Okay, so there's 2. We have a lot to look forward to, don't we? Okay, this one, I'm going to hold this up so you see the numbers I keep talking about. See how that number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? If I did 5, let's say, it would be really hard to come back. I'd have to do 4 and 3, sew them together before I put it on the foundation. That's an example of how you have to do it in order. Okay. I'm doing 1 and 2. And again, this is paddle wheels. E3. There's 2. Be a lot of pieces in the middle, like a pinwheel, right? 8 seams in the middle. Okay. There's what we have so far. Hold it up to the light. there's 4. Now see on the back here how much I have to cut off. I have to cut that all off. Which works. I can use this extra piece in my diary. Because remember, I glue a piece of the fabric that I use in our diary, in our Dear Jane diary. Okay. So, we have one more piece to do. It's this white one on the end. Actually, I'm going to press this. Okay. Just going to go down like this. And then we'll have one more piece to create. Do you believe this? We're going to do 2 Dear Jane gloves in 60 minutes. I wish Christine was here to tweet that it's amazing what we can do in 60 minutes, but she is picking up her daughter down in Providence right now. Okay. So there's that. And here's our last piece. Again, we're going to start at 1. Feel like I'm speed sewing? I feel like I am, but I really would like us to get this done. Oh, and I almost did the wrong color. That would have slowed us down. Go. Did I tell you yesterday, no, Friday, for lunch we ate at Jack Allen Kitchen down in Austin. It's a farm-to-table restaurant, and it was very good. They try to source all their food locally, and they have a garden out back that the greens came from. Oh. So Jack Allen's Kitchen, if you're ever down that way. That's a good take. I've not yet found any good fabric places down in the Austin area. Maybe going back to Dallas in September, and Moda is there, their corporate headquarters. So I may go say hi to them, but anyone knows of any good local fabric stores down that way? Actually, is that true? Maybe I did find some a while back, and they had a shop hop. I'm not remembering if that was Dallas or Austin, so. Tell ya, got to get out and live life now before the mind is completely gone. Okay, here and there. Okay, one more. And then we'll trim them up and we'll sew them together. And I will see who is out there. So if anyone's out there and you want to say hi, send an email to Lynn at simplycolorful.com and we will shout out to you. Oh, in other news, The Dragonfly Quilt Shop here in Massachusetts, in Bellingham, they have agreed to do some giveaways with us. So in the coming weeks, we'll be giving away, I think it's patterns that she's offered to give away. Stay tuned. Okay, so now we have 4 pieces. Excuse me. They need to be cut down. And that is easy to do. Yeah. Okay. 1. 2. 3. 4. There's another one. Oh, I know. Random. Not a squirrel, but a random thought. On the trip home, the first leg of my trip on the airplane, I watched I, Tonya, the movie with Allison Janney as the mother. And it does stick with you, that movie. So if you want something that's that's drama-filled, I actually like the way they did it. It was kind of Office-like or House of Cards-like, in that they talk to you through the camera periodically. Okay, so there's another one. So, called I, Tonya. Definitely fiction. Who knows how much of it's true. But if you can get over that part. It's some messed up stuff. So it's not for your kids. Or maybe it's not for your grandkids. I keep forgetting how old I am. Yikes, a doodle. Okay. There's the 4th one. So now let's position this. Ooh, yay. Question is, which one, where does it go? Okay, I think that's it. Let's double check. Oh, no, that's not right. Paddle wheels. There we go. Okay. That's right. Norm Abrams will be proud. Check twice. So once. Okay. You guys know this trick? I'm going to take the pin and I'm going to put it where all 4 of these pinwheels are coming together. And then I'm going to put it over here where the other 4 pinwheels are coming together. Put it straight up and down. Line that up, and then take another pin and come cinch it together. So you're keeping your fabric all laid up, hopefully. And then I will take out that pin. When we get closer. So see? Okay, now we'll take out this pin. With luck, yeah, it's good enough for my dear Jane. Okay, now I want these to go inside. There. I'm really excited. If we do 2 a night, I'm going to have to count this up tonight, and I'm going to have to send Sue or tell Sue on our next get together on Friday how many more blocks I have. And then she, of course, will say she has a third that many blocks to me. Okay. Give it a good little press. And then we'll check to see who's out there, write in our diary, and then say goodnight. Okay, so that is E3 paddle wheels. So we have sort of done 2 tonight. There's that. Let's see who's out there. Oh, wow, you guys are out there. Agnes, hello. She says, you make paper piecing look easy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've been doing it a while, and some days definitely works better than others. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes things just work and other days they don't. But thanks. I'm glad you're out there. I hope you're well. Annie, hello. She says hi from hot Sioux Falls. It must be, oh. She says, still no computer, one coming soon. So I am on my Android tablet. Well, hello. She says, I am finished with row A of Dear Jane. Okay. So Annie started a week ago, maybe not a week ago, but a month ago, and she's already done the first row. But she says, I haven't been working on it much, mostly quilting when I see. My sister sent me 30 pounds of wool, so I've been mostly washing and carding that to be ready for spinning. Oh, I didn't know you spun wool. You have to send pictures, please. She says, it's so much fun. And she says, I really like the yellow quilt behind you. Thank you. And I love Becca's sewing machines. She says, right now, I am relaxing with my applique while I am enjoying your company. Oh, Annie, I'm so glad you're out there. Enjoy your evening. Thank you on the quilt. My mom and sister made it years ago. So thank you. Oh, and another Ann way over in Guernsey. Oh, she sends us a great picture. Check this out. I love it. That is a nice quilt. She says, hi, Lynn and Fibercasters. I'm trying to get my checked rail fence leader ender finished. 1 row ready to attach, then only 1 left to go. She says, I'm so pleased you had a nice birthday, and your treats that Bob left waiting for you were so cute. Thank you. She says, I love the quilts on the wall that your mom and Karen made for your wedding. Your Dear Jane blocks are really coming on. Yes. Finally, right? Finally, I'm going to do another count. I got my 2 blocks for Splendid Simpler 2 made and really am enjoying the process. If I weren't doing the Dear Jane, I'd be doing that. She says, I think you may be thinking of Fabricland. I am. Thank you. So over in the UK, there's Fabricland that's akin to our Joann's. Thank you, Ann. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Love and quilty hugs from Ann. Oh, and look at this. She sends us her picture of putting on her, maybe her next to last row. Wow, that's great. I have to get my leader ender squares ready. Haven't been doing that. Carol, hi, Carol. Carol is binding tonight. Oh, I recognize this. She says, hi, Lynn and FiberCasters. I hope you've all had a good week. We've had another hot and sunny week here, she says. She says, I've been working on quilting a couple of quilts this week. I finished off a table topper using the plus pattern and am working on the binding now. It was made from 2.5-inch strips. I think you will have to guess the name of the quilt that I'm partway through quilting. I've done the major grid work and have just the custom work in each of the blocks to do. Yours, Carol, in Yorkshire, England. Well, look at that. This is a Simply Colorful pattern. I want to say, how come I can't remember this? Was it a two-color, two-tone? If you go to the simplycolorful.com website, you will find this pattern, all of the pieces there. I love it in purple. Oh, and I love to see it all together. And then down here, this is just another classic. It's great. Keep on quilting. Carol, thank you. Leah, happy birthday, she says. Oh my goodness, you do amazing work. Leah says, I'm sitting here knitting and watching you. Finished sewing on the binding to the Scrappy Square Dance quilt on Friday. I shared it on the Facebook group. I saw it, and I'm so glad you've sent it here because I can't wait to show people. She free motion quilted a small lap size quilt. She also free motion. Oh, that's another one I have to download. Hang on. Oh, these are amazing. And are you using your new machine? Because this one is just stunning. This is the Scrappy Square Dance mystery that Color Wheels did for us, Jean and Kelsey. I love how your pillows match that. That is beautiful. Love it. Love everything about that. That's like a showroom. And then here's your other one that is so modern and perfect. Look at those scrappy hearts, or semi-scrappy. That's great. Is that a charm pack? I bet it is. They look so nice together. Just beautiful. Oh, and Sandra, she says, hey y'all, boy, is it hot here. It's 97, she says. That's in Mississippi. My way home from church, it was 97. Below is my latest finish for our charity group, plus working on the splendid sampler too. I need to get back onto my Dear Jane too. I'm also planning to do some string blocks to send to Ms. T for her charity quilts for next year. She's glad you had a great birthday. Have a great week, everyone. Hugs from Sandra in sweltering Mississippi. Oh, and look at that. That almost looks like Tunisian knitting to me that I saw on this morning's show. That's a wonderful cap. A baby cap, I believe. Oh, Sandra, that's wonderful. As always, thank you all for being out there. What a fun time. I think we've gone even more than 60 minutes. I think we have. And I think we should all congratulate ourselves for sticking to it and getting some more fiber art done. It sure is fun. It's a highlight of my week. And thank you for being here with me. I will make sure to write about these two blocks that we did tonight, or almost tonight, in my Dear Jane. And I will see you in less than a week. I'll see you this Friday right back here on FiberCast. Have a great week, everyone. Bye. See if I can find the stop button. Okay, bye.